So in the past 3 to 4 weeks, one of the biggest operations that Barcelona have been trying to go for has been Nico Williams. There has been so many talks about Nico Williams giving the green light to go to Barcelona, although there was speculation coming from Nico Williams' camp. They were stating, yes, we would like to come to Barcelona, we would like to make a deal with you guys, but you have to guarantee us that you can register Nico Williams to your wage bill. And Barcelona have been working, right? We have been selling players, trying to lock down a couple of company deals. We even proposed a higher salary to Nico Williams compared to what Athletic Club is currently giving him. But then there has been another turn in this whole Nico Williams saga, and it has been recently reported that Nico Williams will most likely stay at Athletic Club after Athletic Club just filmed Nico Williams receiving the number 10 shirt and accepting his continuity at the club. This is exactly what Athletic Club have been doing in the past 3 weeks. It's just giving out signals and signs that Nico Williams will not come to Barcelona, right? This whole thing is very tactical. The fact that they had to film Nico Williams as soon as he came back from vacation, that he was ready, that he's ready to train, and then they had to film him again by showing that he has received the number 10 shirt, which goes to show that Nico Williams is okay with continuing at Athletic Club. The club has been showing so much love to Nico, and they have been trying to persuade him for him to stay. They have been saying, stay here to play with your brother, stay here because you have the Europa League, stay here because the final of the Europa League is going to be here, stay here because we're going to give you the number 10 shirt. They have been doing so much persuasion to the point where Nico is finally saying, yes, I will continue at the club. And I have said this before, you guys can go back a couple of videos ago. I have stated that I was never going to end up frustrated with Nico Williams continuing at the club, because the one thing that you cannot hate is loyalty. This guy is loyal to the club. This guy only wants to help Athletic Club, and that's basically it, right? He has done Athletic Club a favor by accepting a contract renewal back in 2023 that would allow him to potentially be sold, whether it's in this summer or in the summer of 2025 or in the summer of 2026, right? He could have left for free this summer and really screw off Athletic Club, but no, he has renewed with the club in order for Athletic Club to have some sort of financial gain. And now he is showing that with all this persuasion that Athletic have been showing, he is saying, I will continue to be here no matter what, even if it is FC Barcelona. And so I'm not going to hate on that, right? This guy is loyal, he's faithful to his club. You have to respect that. It's really hard to see faithfulness and loyalty during today's times in football. Players usually leave when they see that the club that is interested in you is better than your current club, or they want to move because they see a bigger financial gain. Loyalty is hard to find, and you have to respect that from Nico Williams. If you guys were wondering whether this whole thing about missing on Nico was Barcelona's fault, no, it was not. Barcelona had the whole deal in place. They had everything ready. The only thing that was missing was for Barcelona to simply open up the wage bill, and that's basically it. The green light was already given by Nico, but for some reason, right, this is kind of the thing that does piss me off though. For some reason, even though Nico Williams gave Barcelona the green light, he just said last minute, you know what, Athletic Club just gave me the number 10 shirt, they continue to persuade me, I'm just going to change my plans and I'm just going to be staying here at my current club, which basically screws off Barcelona. So it's a very strange thing, right? It's like you hear one thing today and then a different thing tomorrow. Everything was going into place, everything was going down the correct path, but Athletic Club did not stop on persuading, and that has been one of the other big obstacles that Barcelona had to go through. And of course, Nico Williams did accept, and now it leaves Barcelona in the dust. We are still going to try and achieve opening up the wage bill to register our players. Like for example, we have just registered Lenglet, Ansu Fati, and Eric Garcia. Like yes, we were on our way to register Nico Williams, but Nico has made his decision, and Barcelona have to find a new way to reinforce the left wing position. And let me tell you guys, it's not going to be easy, because finding a player of his level at around 62 million euros is really hard to find. Most likely, Barcelona is going to have to up their payment to find a reinforcement. And right now, there is 3 total options that Hansi Flick does have, which is player number 1, Kingsley Coman, who can come in for free, aka a loan deal, or they go for Luis Diaz or Rafael Leao. We have just talked about Kingsley Coman and how him coming to Barcelona would be okay if he were to come on loan, but for sure, do not pay for this player, because this guy has been getting injured, and I mean literally 3 to 4 times a season. Literally, I am not lying, I am not over exaggerating, but this guy is one of the biggest injury prones, if not a bigger injury prone than Dembele. So a loan deal of Kingsley Coman would be very solid. But if Barcelona really want to upgrade and Hansi Flick really wants to have a player that can commit to this team long term and have him become part of the family and what we're trying to build here, you go for either Luis Diaz or Rafael Leao. And I think that one of the best players Barcelona could get in the world of football in general, it does not even have to be out of these 3 options, but the best player Barcelona could get, it is Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao beats all players on the left wing position right now, and of course only the ones that are open to a transfer. Rafael Leao would be the biggest upgrade Barcelona can receive. I'm telling you guys, missing out on Nico this summer is a significant setback for the club, and they're gonna have to find a player of his profile and the player that does resemble Nico right now, it is Leao. Like, you either aim high this summer or you don't at all. Like, let's go all in for the player. Yes, he is much more expensive than Nico Williams, but his level is immense. He's a 25-year-old left winger. His agent is Jorge Mendes, who works very closely with Laporta, so they can work out an installment deal. Deco also knows Rafael Leao because of the Portuguese-Brazilian connections. His market value right now is 90 million euros. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be ending around 85 to 95 million euros in terms of his transfer fee. And last season with AC Milan, he played 48 matches and scored 15 goals and 12 assists. For comparison, Nico Williams played 37 matches, had 8 goals and 16 assists, which means that Leao had 3 more goal contributions compared to Nico Williams. And just looking at his athleticism, the way that he runs with the ball, his ability to run into spaces, right? His physicality, it suits Hansi Flick's type of football, right? I don't know if you guys remember Rafael Leao going up against FC Barcelona, but every time he had the ball, just the way that he outbodied every defender on that night, I'm like, this is exactly what Barcelona need. Like, this guy is so hard to shrug off. He's a monster. It's almost as if he's a center back. Like, let me put this more into context. If Leao does join Barcelona, he would become the second tallest player in the squad. That's insane. He'll be standing just behind Ronald Araujo, who is the tallest, and ahead of Ter Stegen, who is the third tallest. Leao will be in second. So his presence would really be felt in the attacking three with Lewandowski and with Lamine Yamal. It is a notable physical advantage. Once again, looking at how he does compare with Nico Williams on this radar here, it is the exact same player. Like, it is literally the exact same player. It's just Leao is much taller and has a bigger physical build. The key passes are the same. The attacking actions are the same. The carries are the same. The assist is the same. The only thing that Rafael Leao does beat in Nico Williams, it is the non-penalty goals, because Nico Williams does have more penalty goals compared to Rafael Leao. There has been a couple of people claiming that if Barcelona could not get to Nico Williams for 60 million euros, what makes you think that they could get Rafael Leao for 90 million euros? And I said, look, Barcelona had everything on the table. They had no problem paying the 62 million euros for Nico Williams. Nico just decided to be loyal because of how Athletic Club approached this whole saga, and we have to respect that. But Barcelona have the capabilities to spend that amount. The problem that we do see right now on Barcelona's part is the wage bill, and the wage bill, of course, will be fixed like it always does every season. It has always been the wage bill and nothing more. Currently, he does earn 6.4 million euros a year at AC Milan. For sure, Barcelona can offer him a 5 million euro boost, maybe around 11 to 12 million euros a season, because they were ready to propose Nico Williams 13 to 14 million euros a season. What makes you think that they cannot do that for Rafael Leao? Now, let's keep in mind, right, that all of this is just talk. Like, all of this on paper seems very easy. I do believe that it is going to be taking a lot of work within these next 2 or 3 weeks to convince Rafael Leao to join this club, because I know that he loves AC Milan. I know that, just like Nico Williams loves Athletic Club. There is going to be some persuasion going on. We're going to be needing some persuasion within this operation if they really want to pull this off. Like, we had everything right with Nico Williams, but because Nico loves Athletic Club so much and he just forgets about the whole thing about Barcelona trying to open up the wage bill for him, the same thing might go on with Leao, but it does not hurt to try. Joan Laporta hired Hansi Flick for a reason, and he wants to back him fully and give him the best options available in the transfer market, and Leao is a great reinforcement on the left wing position. This is like low-key a marquee type signing, and for sure it is going to be taking some exits to make this happen. I think that when you look at our options like Rafinha, like Frankie de Jong and other players, it would greatly help facilitate the transfer of Leao. But we'll see, because recently in the past couple of hours, a fan did ask Joan Laporta in the stands to sign Nico Williams, and Joan Laporta replied, we already have a good squad, basically claiming that he's okay with the players that he does have right now. But I know that deep down, Joan Laporta and Deco and Hansi Flick will be working within these next 2 or 3 weeks on how they're going to adapt to Nico Williams not joining FC Barcelona. If Barcelona simply cannot afford him, or they cannot do enough to make sure that this operation can go 100%, and they just think that it is just too much work, then okay, fine. Go for the loan of Kingsley Coman, a player that has worked with Hansi Flick before, but just make sure that it is a loan deal and nothing more. Do not pay the 60 to 65 to 70 million euros for the player. That would be ridiculous. I'm telling you guys right now, and I promise you guys, if Joan Laporta ends up paying 65 to 75 million euros for Kingsley Coman, I will roast the president, Laporta, so hard and dedicate one video on him and critique him from top to bottom, because that would be the most insane move, and not in a good way, on planet Earth. And so please, like, just let something happen. And I speak to Javier Tebas as well, because, like, look, in the past 2 months, you know what has been happening in the transfer market within La Liga? Real Madrid signed Kylian Mbappe. Yes, he came in for free, but they were willing to spend 150 million euros in bonuses on the player. In bonuses. It's a sign-on fee. So they basically did pay a transfer fee, if you really think about it, and it was 150 million. Atletico Madrid signed Julian Alvarez for 95 million euros. 95. That is a lot of money. The the exact same money that could be spent for Rafael Leao. And we're talking about Atletico Madrid here. They made Man City make one of the biggest sales in their history, probably the biggest sale in history, and that is by selling Julian Alvarez for 95 million euros. So Javier Tebas, what's going on? Why can't Barcelona do the same? You look at Atletico Madrid, you look at Real Madrid. Why isn't Barcelona getting any favors? Why can't we be allowed to spend this amount of money on a marquee signing this summer? What makes Barcelona so different? Barcelona is the team that does generate the most revenue. If not, it generates the most revenue per year. We are one of the most global teams in the world, and you're going to tell us that we're still going to be limited after 5 to 4 years since that day in 2020? And so it's just insane. But we'll see how everything does evolve. I would not find it surprising that in about 24 hours from today, we hear that Nico Williams changes his mind and that he's like, okay, I want to join FC Barcelona, because at this point, things are just going right and left, up and down. We do not know how everything is going to be turning out, but whatever does happen, we are going to be updating you here on this YouTube channel. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.